here we have Officer Tatum, a YouTuber who is an ex-officer, Trump supporter, um, who in this video will be talking about mail-in ballots.
Let me talk about mail-in ballots. This would be very quick. President Trump is vowing to possibly sign an executive order that will negate some of these states that are mandating that there be mail-in ballots instead of in-person ballot voting.
There are no states that are mandating mail-in voting, though there are 5 states that that does almost their elections entirely by mail: Colorado, Hawaii, Oregon, Washington, and Utah. But they have been doing this for a while now, uh, way before Trump became president and started talking about mail-in voting. Um, then you got various other states that can be divided into two categories: those that allow any registered voter to apply for mail-in ballots, and those that require an excuse. Um, you got for the no excuse mail-in voting, you got Alaska, Arizona, California, District of Columbia, Florida, Georgia, Idaho, Illinois, Iowa, Kansas, Maine, Maryland, Michigan, Minnesota, Montana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Jersey, New Mexico, North Carolina, North Dakota, Ohio, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, South Dakota, Vermont, Virginia, Wisconsin, and Wyoming. Those you can um, uh, vote by mail without an excuse. Um, the states that you require an excuse um, is Alabama, Arkansas, Connecticut, Delaware, Indiana, Kentucky, Louisiana, Massachusetts, Mississippi, Missouri, New Hampshire, New York, Rhode Island, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, West Virginia. Those you gotta have an excuse. There's various conditions that they allow. So, if you if you actually check out like mail-in voting and stuff, you notice that pretty much most of the United States allows it. It's not mandatory, and it's been around for a long time. So this idea that mail-in voting is something bad is just something that Trump is just making up himself. And if you noticed, you got his followers that are believing it. Um, One thing though, for Utah, mail-in voting is really good, as that's how a lot of Republicans have gotten into office.
This is the thing that if you can't see the writing on the wall, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. President Trump is right on this subject matter. In states that are mandating that you have to mail your ballot in, it's so hypocritical. It's making my brain pop. They don't.
What's really hypocritical is just recently, like 15 hours or so ago, Trump tweeted, whether you call it vote by mail or absentee voting, in Florida, the election system is safe and secure, tried and true. Florida's voting system has been cleaned up. We defeated Democrats' attempt at change. So in Florida, I encourage all to request a ballot and vote by mail. So, Florida is a place where Trump has one of his properties, and he goes to live. I think that may be his registered state, since he was previously asked about why it is okay for him to vote by mail, which he did in Florida, which to uh, his answer for that was because he has a beautiful house in Florida. So Trump knows that voting by mail is okay. He just wants to make this seem like a problem so he can claim that the elections were rigged and that when he loses, he can claim that it was a rigged election due to mail-in voting.
Don't mind you going to a restaurant, do they? They don't mind you going to Whole Foods. They don't mind you going to Home Depot. But and they can social distance everywhere else in the world. They don't mind you flying on an airplane.
Who's this they you're talking about? Because depending on the they you refer to, uh, yes, there's lots of people that have issues with, restaurants and stuff still being open, which is why there's a lot of health officials that are still wanting stuff to be closed, like reopening schools. There's a big debate over that. Um, the Republicans are fine with everything being reopened, more so on the left, not entirely. Um, they want, a lot of stuff to be closed down and, aid given to citizens so that they can help better withstand the pandemic. Um, so when you say they, uh, it depends on which they you're talking about.
Where you neck and neck with somebody. Y'all sitting and spitting on each other for an hour, 2 hour, 3 hour long flight, but you can't go vote one at a time? You can't go into the voting booth, somebody wipe that thing off and you go in there and vote? Because they trying to do fraud, ladies and gentlemen. They trying to do fraud. I don't know how clear.
You haven't actually proven how there is going to be fraud due to mail-in vote or what the what they are trying to do in order to uh you know fraud the system to where I guess Joe Biden will win.
It can be. And now I understand if they want to push, they want to fund and make it available that if people are fearful of going to the polls, they can mail their ballot in. To me, that's fair.
Okay, and that is what's going on. So I don't understand why you made this video if you agree with having it as an option, which is what's going on, as no state has mandated any exclusive mail-in vote. If they have, I have yet to see it, and if somebody has gotten a link to states that are just mandating mail-in votes, let me know.
If you want to choose to throw your ballot away like that or potentially risk voter fraud with your ballot, then go ahead. It's a free country. I think that you could give people options. You don't remove options from people. Some people want to assure their amendment right to be able to vote so they can go in there and they can go and vote and cast a vote and it be counted and they can be comfortable and assured that the process is going to go smoothly. But instead, 7 states, I know Nevada is one of them, that they're mandating that you can't choose what you do with your own rights. I don't understand how we even live in a country like this, and we let this go on. Ladies and gentlemen, the mask already went too far. If you want to get sick, you can get sick. If you want to be reckless, then be reckless. Nobody's telling you you can't drink and own a motor vehicle. They let you drink and own a motor vehicle. If you get caught, you get in trouble. If you don't get caught, you made it home.
Well, yeah, you can drink and own a motor vehicle. You just can't drink and then drive a motor vehicle.
They're not taking proactive measures to end people being able to drink and operate a motor vehicle. They're not doing anything.
Yeah, actually they are. They have, there's laws against drinking and driving. The cops go on patrol looking for drunk drivers. They have sobriety checkpoints. You're supposed to be a cop and you don't even know this?
To stop you. Awareness? Come on, man. People still getting mowed down every day with drunk drivers. So they don't care if you drink and drive and hurt yourself. What measurements are in place to prevent you from using methamphetamine? Nothing. It's
Um, well, yeah, that there aren't really any preventative measures. We don't have like a good education about methamphetamine or any kind of good counseling over it. It's mainly because of cops like Officer Tatum that want, drugs to stay illegal because it's easy arrest and stuff. If we did like Portugal, who the nation that decriminalized drugs like what 20 years ago, have reduced the amount of youth that do drugs, adults, the amount of crime connected with drug use. And instead of putting people in jail for drug use, if it gets out of hand, you get counseling. Because they see drug use not as a legal problem, but a health problem, which is something that does need to change. We need to legalize all drugs, and if somebody has an issue with drugs, instead of sending cops uh, an armed response to talk to those people, we can send health professionals to see what is causing the out of control drug use. I mean, in Portugal, you can pretty much smoke whatever drug you want wherever, uh, and it is not a problem. And so far, Portugal has not burned down.
only after they catch you, you go to jail. There's nothing real preventative that they're doing exclusively. None of these states are fighting to close the border to prevent cocaine and methamphetamine and drugs coming in. They don't care. They don't care. No.
Also, closing the border wouldn't prevent drugs from coming in. As long as the United States has a demand, there's going to be places outside that are going to try to fulfill that demand. That's why legalization would stop the inflow of drugs being brought in illegally, and everything can be regulated so people have a safer product. There's a lot that can be done in order to help with drug use and the drug epidemic. Building a wall and closing the border does not stop anything.
Nobody's waiting in the bedroom with you and making sure that you're protecting yourself before you go lay down with that little thotty thot. Nobody, no, the government ain't helping you and watching you and monitoring you. If you get sick, you get syphilis, you get some of this other stuff, then you're on your own, Jack. It's a free country. They'll treat you at the hospital, but it's a free country.
Yes, but like HIV and other STDs is not a type of disease that you can spread just by being within close contact and just breathing and stuff. Um, though if you do have some type of like if you have HIV and stuff and you knowingly give it to somebody, that person can be sued for giving HIV and stuff to another person. Um, in some cases, people have even been charged with like attempted murder and stuff for knowingly passing on HIV to people.
Oh, name me something that they're doing to stop people from getting HIV. Y'all know what activities people do in their bedroom that get them HIVs. Tell me what the government is doing to stop you, to prevent you. How many people go to jail for being reckless in that way? None. It's a free country. You shouldn't. Why is it any different with the COVID? Nobody do that with the flu. Nobody do that with pneumonia. What about the COVID? All of a sudden, they taking away your constitutional rights. If you can't see that this is a plot, then
I kind of find it funny that an ex-cop is talking about the government taking away people's rights when he was one of the people um can, violating people's rights and stuff, being a cop, and now that he's an ex-cop, it's bad for his rights to be violated in some way, or at least he thinks it's being violated.
Then do more research. Look within yourself to figure out what you are seeing is true with your own country. They're shutting places down that they never plan on opening until November. I'm telling you, mark my words. They're not going to open until November. They're going to make every excuse in the world. They want to mail in vote. They want to force you to have to mail in vote. They don't want you to have options. They want to force you to mail in vote. Wait till this vaccination come out. Just wait till the vaccination come out. This is gonna be the hill that I die on because I'm not getting vaccinated. I'm not getting vaccinated. I'm not getting vaccinated. I'm getting vaccinated. They're gonna
Okay, this is becoming kind of interesting. Let's see what type of hill he is going to die on.
make people get vaccinated. They're gonna have your vaccination associated with your social currency, which means that you're not gonna be able to shop. You're not going to be able to buy things. Your card is going to be deactivated. They're going to isolate you in a population of people that have they're out of touch with American experience. If you
It sounds like he's talking about the Mark of the Beast type of situation, which is really hilarious. So he believes that the US government is going to force everybody to get a vaccination or not be able to buy or sell stuff. Not going to happen, being that it is the United States and they don't really care about people actually being healthy. I mean, once a vaccination comes out, it's probably going to be pretty expensive. There may be a possibility of it being subsidized and free for people, but I doubt it's going to be that cheap if there is some type of price for it. Um, the U.S. government is not going to uh, force everybody to get some kind of vaccination. This is just another crazy right-wing conspiracy theory uh, based upon the Christian idea of revelation and the mark of the beast. For a while, they were saying that the V chip was the mark of the beast and that the government was going to force everybody to have it. And now they've gone on to uh, vaccinations, and especially the COVID vaccine, being the new mark of the beast.
don't get vaccinated, listen. If COVID don't work, they're gonna have a COVID 2020, and if COVID 2020 work, if they don't work, they're gonna have a COVID 2021. They are going to push this agenda no matter what, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, mark your words. I'll wait next year and see if there is a COVID 2021 and so on.
Oh boy, I already talked about population control. Y'all don't want me to go down that rabbit hole. I'll go down the rabbit hole. I go down in there. Go in there, bite the rabbit. Bite the rabbit. I'm going
Is this why you stopped being a cop? Because you became too crazy for your cop friends, which are usually pretty crazy.
deep in the rabbit hole because I think it's necessary for us to understand what's going on so that we don't get slapped in the face and caught off guard and then we wake up one day and our whole country's gone. Pay attention to what's going on, ladies and gentlemen. Mail-in ballots is just one of many things that they're doing. We vote today. I'm going to go down to the poll right after this. We vote today. We can go right in there. Go right in there and hit the little mail thing. Scratch it off. There ain't no mail-in ballots in Arizona. I mean, you can do it if you want to, but you can also go to the poll. Anywhere in Maricopa County. I live in Maricopa County. So anywhere in the county, you can go to any poll. Thank God we got one up the street from where we live. So I'm just saying, be aware, ladies and gentlemen. Don't let these people defraud you and trick you out your position. Remember, we're Americans first, and we need to protect our country and our minds.
So this was a really funny video. He goes from uh mail-in voting to uh I'm an anti-vaxxer that believes in the mark of the beast. Watch out for vaccinations because they're going to depopulate the world. Oh, right-wingers, they're pretty amusing.
I'll talk about this for an hour and a half, but I want you to watch the rest of my videos. Write in the comments.